Well, Hunter Biden's overseas business is catching more headlines after GOP reps have demanded the White House turn over documents on the president's son's foreign dealings. Following Russia's decision to impose personal sanctions on Americans, including Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton, the letter questions why exactly would Russia be imposing sanctions on the president's second son. Those sanctions include preventing those listed from entering Russia and freezing their assets if they have anything based in the country. The Foreign Ministry said this was a direct result of the United States and its allies' decision to impose sanctions on Russia. So why would Russia need to sanction the president's son? What dealings would he have there that a personal sanction would be imposed on him? The official letter questions this exact thing. It states, while it's unlikely many top Democratic officials will be affected by those measures, it is the inclusion of Hunter Biden, decidedly not a Democratic official, that raises serious questions. The nation's adversaries apparently see the president's son as a pressure point to exploit. The fact that he is included is the latest evidence that Hunter Biden has indeed engaged in business schemes with our adversaries. And therefore, we request information the White House counsel's office poses regarding Hunter Biden's dealings in Russia and Ukraine. The letter details how Hunter Biden has showed no demonstrable qualifications to manage a Ukrainian energy company, facilitate a Chinese-backed sale of a DRC strategic metal mine, broker a deal for an oil pipeline in Kazakhstan, or provide counsel on the intricacies of Romanian criminal law. If it weren't for the career of his father, Joe Biden, it is unlikely that he would have had the opportunity to engage in any of these highly compensated activities. And therefore, Republicans on the Oversight Committee have one fundamental question. Why is Hunter Biden on Russia's sanction list? Is it his art dealings or any number of other international business schemes? The official letter also states that Joe Biden's denial of knowing anything about Hunter's foreign business is simply untrue. The evidence is now clear that not only did Joe Biden talk to his son about his overseas business dealings, but he has also met with his son's associates. The misleading statements by President Biden are even more troubling now that Russia has singled out Hunter Biden on its sanction list instead of any other of Biden's children. Committee Republicans have demanded the White House counsel provide them with these documents no later than April 14. Number one, all documents and communications between the Executive Office of the President or the Office of the Vice President and members or associated or the Biden family referring or relating to Russia or Ukraine in January 20, 2021 to present. Number two, a list of all past and ongoing foreign business interests and past and ongoing foreign relations for members of the Biden family. Number three, all documents and communications from January 20, 2021 to present regarding Hunter Biden's artwork. And number four, all policies and procedures in place to ensure the Biden family does not profit from the presidency of Joe Biden. The Washington Post published an article that reported Hunter Biden received millions of dollars from a Chinese energy company despite not having any qualifications for the role. Over the course of 14 months, from 2017, Chinese company CEFC paid $4.8 million to entities controlled by Hunter Biden and his uncle James. Hunter was on the receiving end of a $1 million legal retainer for the representation of a CEFC official named Patrick Ho. Mr. Ho would subsequently go on to be charged by the US government in connection to a scheme to bribe leaders from Chad and Uganda. Evidence has also revealed that Hunter Biden was given a 2.8-carat diamond from a Chinese energy tycoon. US President Joe Biden has denied any knowledge of his son's business dealings and has also denied his son made money in China, a claim that documents have disproved. In court filings made in February 2017, Hunter and his estranged wife had outstanding debts, including maxed out credit cards, double mortgages, and a significant tax debt. During the divorce hearing, Kathleen Biden said her then husband spent thousands to fuel his drug and alcohol addictions. Hunter Biden's tax dealings are also now the subject of an extensive investigation by the Department of Justice, along with his business dealings in China. Investigators are looking at his time on the board of Burisma Holdings. He was a board member on the Ukrainian company from 2014 to 2019, despite having no experience in the oil and gas industry. According to the Washington Post, some of the documents the DOJ are looking at were found on the laptop that reportedly came from Hunter Biden. Fox News contributor Joe Concha joined Fox and Friends to discuss these latest findings.
The argument that you hear from some Democratic voters, some folks that I speak to, is, okay, Hunter's a bad seed. He did some shady stuff, but he's not in government, and he has zero to do with his father in Joe Biden. But if Hunter Biden received all this money from Russian officials, from Chinese officials, on top of what he earned from a Ukrainian energy company, all while Joe Biden was vice president, it does very much mean something from a national security perspective. And now we're seeing more reporting from the New York Times and Washington Post. So perhaps finally the broadcast news networks, including CNN as well, will start to explore the story seriously. And if things go from bad to worse in terms of indictments, for Hunter Biden, Joe Biden will finally have to answer questions around this, not just say it's Russian disinformation or he never spoke to his son about his business dealings, because clearly now, Todd Ashley, that's not the case.
Hunter's laptop has been making headlines the last few weeks after the New York Times confirmed emails found on his laptop were authentic. The president's son's laptop has been a source of speculation since the story was first reported in late 2020. Mere weeks before the 2020 election, the New York Post published an article about a laptop discarded at a computer repair shop in Wilmington, Delaware. On this laptop were emails that seemed to confirm the president's son was the recipient of gifts from foreign interests in Ukraine and China. The story was a significant development in the lead up to the election, but it was censored by big tech companies. Twitter shut down the New York Post account for 16 days and locked any users who tried to share the newspaper's story. The social media giant said they needed to take such measures in order to have the time to fact-check the story. The media and the intelligence community also dismissed the story at the time of the publication.